All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we want to give all the praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai,
Ba'ashem, Harakakadash, and honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that showed us this truth. And greetings and salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of the earth that is out there pushing this gospel, sincerity, and the truth. And basically, this is post Pasach. We just had a beautiful Pasach, and Lord willing, all you Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, you had a spiritual, beautiful Pasach. Basically, we just gonna go with the spirit. We streaming live on this channel because my channel was down. They got a strike on it. Yep. And the GMS Sin City Las Vegas channel, that also got a strike out of nowhere.
2-year-old strike.
All right, it's from a video that the brother did nearly 2 years ago.
It's Orlando.
The Orlando nightclub shoot. So Esau is pretty much looking for anything right now.
He hit me with it yesterday. So it's recent. It's not like it was going on a little while back. He hit me with it yesterday.
Yep.
Normally we go live on one of them channels.
So
and this is the just so we'll say, we're trying to re-upload them to those channels anyway.
Yeah.
This is the two or more gathered. So anything that we do live for the next few months will be on the two or more gathered.
Two or more gathered in the name.
In the name, yeah, two or more gathered. GMS 2 or more gathered in the name is Las Vegas. You can put LV at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, Con, this devil, he's on his way out. So you got to do whatever you can in this power to suppress this truth. All right. Scriptures tell you in prophecy that it's going this is all going to lead to a famine of the word. Right there. Your brother already got it. Go ahead and get it.
This is Amos 8:11. Behold, the days coming, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Yeah, so it's going to be a point in time when the Lord's going to starve our people out of hearing His word. Yep. All right, you ain't going to be able to go online and see brothers, putting out these precious jewels live for you to see. You ain't going to have the luxury to be able to sit before your computer, your laptop, and start writing notes down in your notepad or your notebook or whatever. All right, going to the blue letter and following along. You ain't gonna be able to do none of that because Esau is gonna try to. He is gonna get rid of that platform.
Okay, he's already started with that net neutrality.
Yeah,
and what that basically does is, if you want YouTube, you have to pay your internet provider, either extra money or you have to switch internet providers. And everybody know, Jake, we the meek in this world. We the low. So Jake ain't got no extra money to switch internet providers or so
right.
Jake gonna go without. The two-thirds won't consider to even seek this word. So, but so the family of the word is coming. And that net neutrality gives Esau the authority, the right to do whatever he wants as far as the internet goes, as far as the web, YouTube.
Yep. You're right.
It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east.
Okay.
They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it.
Yeah, you're gonna be trying hard to try to find out, where the men of the Lord is, where the videos. GMS usually put up thousands of videos a day. What happened? Where they at? Because Esau gonna try to take them down. All right, and like what we used to do years ago, while the internet is still up and running, when Esau does that, we just create other alternative accounts and just continue to push from there, But it's gonna be a point in time where we ain't gonna be able to put nothing up on the internet.
Nor watch anything on the internet.
And Esau's trying to get us off the streets already.
That too.
You know,
That's it.
we had to move our spot. The apostles, they're not on 34th no more. So, famine of the word is coming, you know, right before your eyes.
And you know what that means? That means that the elect is almost finished being sealed. Okay? Because that's the whole purpose of the internet really was for the Lord to get the word out throughout the four corners.
Well, the word, the internet is doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Because it said that this word should be published throughout all the world and then the end shall come. And the word was able to get published throughout the world via the unicorn, the World Wide Web. Okay, so we're approaching, we're nigh, you know, the end of you know, Esau going down, Babylon being destroyed, and in the process of that, the elect got to be sealed up with this knowledge, man, this word.
Can I give a scripture?
I got that second Ninja 6. Can't remember to bring that now. The second Ninja 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Yeah.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau.
Yeah.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Come. And right now, you know, we're at the end of Esau's world, which basically, this is basically, we at the end of an era.
Yeah.
Or what they call it age, eon, which we're in the midst of, we're at the end of Esau's eon, which is going to, when that eon finally closes, it's going to open the eon of Jacob. All right. It's going to be an everlasting eon, a period of age, everlasting, man. Okay. And right now, with Esau going down, you got this knowledge going out, and it's flourishing, man. It's increasing. All right. Like we in a time where, you know, you can literally go online, or, you know, we're in the information age.
Yep.
Okay, so truth, this truth is flourishing. Right now is the time for you to get this word, man.
If I could get a couple scripts, for sure.
God, now is the time, man.
If somebody could pull real quick, first, I think it's First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, start at the top. Something that was said right there was vital.
This is First Thessalonians chapter 5 and 1. But of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Why did he say that? You have no need that I write unto you. Because it's going to be in the famine of the word, for one. So you ain't going to be able to see the video put out. You're not going to be able to get it out there through the spirit of watching. Oh, no, this is going on now, because I seen the apostles do it. I seen some of the elders do it. I seen some other men around that world do it. You're going to have to know what time it is, because the spirit is going to guide us to know what time. But everybody else that's pussyfooting and messing around and not getting it, they're going to be cut off. The doors of mercy are now shut upon them. So there's not going to have a need for us to still put these epistles out anymore. It's going to be the time where we just know what it is, and we're just going to share it amongst those that we're close with, where it can't go to the four corners of the earth. Go ahead.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord cometh as a thief in the night.
Keep going.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yep, keep going.
But ye brethren,
yeah, you're about to say, go ahead.
But ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day that day should overtake thee as a thief.
Yeah, because why? Because we already got the word, you know, and then we know we're amongst Akim that we're still in contact with. For you, and this is basically talking about you guys that's not gonna be prepared. When you're not prepared, like you like, man, I heard about I'm from the tribe of Judah, I'm from the tribe of Issachar, whatever tribe you may be from, you'd be like, oh, so I believe this, I believe that. But guess what? You need to go find out this word. It ain't gonna be there.
Because knowing isn't enough. You know,
Yep.
you gotta. We always bring out the be not a hearer of the word, but a doer also.
Yep.
Isaiah 33:6 says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. Fear of the Lord is his treasure." You know,
That's right.
Faith without works is dead.
God.
You know,
20.
God. So you just knowing what tribe you from, that's not helping you.
you still
You know, you God,
you still part of the 2/3.
God, you gotta build up your work
Yeah,
to show your faith.
The 2/3 is gonna know that there is real. You know,
Kodak Black, you know, yeah,
right?
Ray Cannon and shit.
Brandon T. Jackson.
Yeah.
Right, they know.
Mark started
They have no, yeah, but they have no 8:27. But they have no clue what things to actually do in complete righteousness and the full breakdowns of these words.
knowing you an Israelite won't save you from the destruction that's coming to America.
Right.
You know,
That's what it said. When he will say, Lord, Lord, I have cast out devils in thy name, done many miracles or whatever. So get away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
Because you, as a man, you're supposed to be a player or a servant in the ministry. You know, you're not supposed to be a cheerleader. You're supposed to be on the front lines of the battle. You know, you're a warrior. You're supposed to be the one that push, not the one that just sit back and listen. Yeah, once you get the knowledge, you're gonna learn. But then it's gonna be required of you that you gotta push. You know, every man gotta push. The script said, "Work out their own salvation with fear and trembling." So you gotta push out what you know. If you only know 5 precepts that connect to the main point, you gotta push them 5. You know, and then the Most High give you the increase that and more knowledge for you to push more information. You know,
just having this knowledge is not enough. You have to do something with it. You have to push this word. You know, you're given a responsibility when you have this knowledge.
Unction is given unto us.
Right. You want to finish quoting that? I don't remember.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, we were given the unction to go out and teach.
That's 1 John 2:20.
And the Lord specifically said, how are we gonna prove that we love him if we're not feeding his lambs?
Yep.
And that's what it's about. But the days of feeding the lamb is over, so you ain't gonna get the report to the plantation to put in work for the Lord. That's why if this is now the 11th hour, man. The doomsday clock is 2 minutes till midnight. You know, like, trust me, this is not a moment to be playing games with. You guys got to get into this word and get it directly and immediately. Get that in Acts, Michelle.
This is Acts 8 and
You start 27.
8 and 27. Acts 8 and 27. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and have come to Jerusalem to worship.
Yep. He was an Israelite. He wasn't an Ethiopian. I was actually an Israelite. I lived in Ethiopia. Go ahead.
Was returning and sitting in his chariot. Read Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me?
Yep, and here's the thing. And the days of a man guiding you is pretty much over. We at the last moment. So how can you except to be a man to guide me? So if you don't catch up with these men of the Lord now to guide you, how could you understand what you were supposed to do for the Lord? You're gonna miss it.
God putting that off day to day, turn to the Lord. Tarry not.
That's right, because if you do, you can miss your opportunity, man. You guys are about to miss your opportunity to get in good graces with the Lord. Your chance to put your works out there to feed the lambs, as well as your chance to get complete understanding of what thou readest. You got one? Was that what was that, 31 or 20?
31.
Is there anything 32? I don't think so. I think 31's all one.
31.
Okay, come. You have one?
No.
Somebody get Jonah the first chapter with the 6th verse.
John 6.
Yeah. Call that again.
Jonah chapter 1, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
So the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy power, if so be that the Most High will think upon us.
Should he read up? Should you start up a little bit with that? So that was the point in verse 6.
When we read start 3.
Yeah, start around there.
All right. This is Jonah chapter 1, verse 3. But Jonah rose up to flee unto.
Start at top.
Yeah. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the
because
son
this is
of,
what y'all doing. Some of you guys that's gonna come in at the 11th hour. This is what you guys are doing. You guys are playing games, stalling, thinking that this is gonna skip you over, but it's not. So you got to come into this thing. We're waiting on you. A lot of few of you that's running from this thing. The Lord's gonna put hell on you until you come into this thing. You know, or you may mess up and he may just kill you and just raise up the next man to do what you could have done. But you guys know you're Israel, and you need to get out here and really put this work out here. We know there's more people in all these cities. Let's squeeze another one or two brothers out of all these cities, especially here in Vegas. There's got to be at least a couple more brothers here in Vegas, if nothing else. You know, I can't believe Sin City can't get 7 people for real. You know what I mean? Like that ain't even a lot.
Well, I mean,
if that's what it is, and that's what it is.
we saw what he did with some tomorrow.
Right.
He counted the numbers down.
He kept giving chances. He couldn't find one. You got it,
This
bro.
might be one of those towns, man. Like, Lord, just it ain't meant for a lot of people.
We lucky we get out here.
This is the city.
Yeah. We got something out. Go ahead.
Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it.
He was being called, and some of you guys are being called and trying to run from it. We got people that show up we have a few brothers that showed up at camp. Where y'all at? This guy that disappeared off the map. The Deshaun's. I forgot this last brother's name. That was with French on his t-shirt. But he had one of the names. It's almost a Hebrew sounding name anyway. But yeah, like where you guys at? And there's been other people. We know that there's an older cat, and we know there's a really older cat that's out there. David Abraham. We know he's out there too. But where the rest of y'all at, man? We know there's more than that. There's a confusion in the face of somebody, Issachar, somebody.
Issachar.
It's gotta be Issachar. It's gotta be at least one Issachar right here in Alabama. You got it, bro.
And cry against it, for the wickedness is come up before me.
Mm-hmm.
But Jonah rose up to flee.
Nineveh, modern day America is likened to Nineveh also.
It did say that great city.
Great city.
Known
was a great city. And Nineveh was known for their strong military. Was it stretched too thin? I forgot what Nineveh's main issue was. They had a great military, wasn't it? So on, bro. That was some trouble stuff. The other pages messed up. Like they didn't struck on us on the other pages. But Nineveh was known for the military, right? Known strong military.
Yeah, they in their trade.
In trade, that's right. I knew it was something else. We got it. America's known for that too.
But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish.
From the Tarshish in Greece. I believe it's Greece or somewhere like that. Yeah. But he fled trying to escape the calling. You can't escape the calling of Yahweh Shem Shah. If he called you, you better get in, because when the doors of mercy are over, which like I said, we get our pages shut every week. People getting pushed off the streets. We have to switch up locations. I've been at 34th and 7th the whole time I've been in this troop. Since I ever seen a video, it was on 34th and 7th. Now they've been other places too, but they were mainly and always on 34th and 7th. And brothers is moving around and like they're striking videos and all kinds of stuff, trying to make it impossible for the men of the Lord to push this out there. But guess what? That's not to our detriment. That's to you that need to get it. That need a preacher to tell you about it. That's for you. That's gonna come up short in that day. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was looking at Tarshish.
From Greece.
Unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof and went down into it
Mm-hmm.
to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord.
Yep.
But the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken.
And you gotta imagine the shipmaster or the captain of the ship was like, okay, this looks like a nice calm night. We ready, we about to go and set sail, little nice breeze pushing us wherever we need to go. Then all of a sudden, certain people get on, or one guy in particular get on, and now it's a tempest, storm is rocking the boat. Like, man, what is this? What the hell's going on? Where'd this come from? Go ahead.
Then the mariners were afraid and cried every man unto his God, and cast forth the wares that were in the ship into the sea to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep.
Yep.
So the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper?
What meanest thou, O sleeper? Now I'm gonna use that against you that's still asleep. What meanest thou? Wake the hell up and get to it, man. Quit playing games. The shipmaster came to wake up Jonah and say, hey, quit playing games. Go do what your power tells you to do. And that's what you're gonna eventually come to. When you go through this whole book of Jonah, you come to that conclusion that no matter what, that shipmaster woke him up and warned him, like, hey man, go do what your Lord told you to do. What meanest this? Who's bringing all this hell on us for this, man? Is it you? He gonna break it down. I'm okay. It's my God. I'm a God of, a man that follows the God of the Hebrews. I'm an Israelite or whatever he's gonna say. Go ahead, bro.
What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy power. If so be that the Most High will think upon us that we perish not.
Hey, we're doing our job trying to wake you up. Now go do your job. We're out here teaching this word for you to wake up. Go wake up and come out on the street, get the word while you can find us. Go on the internet, search it all the way up. Go out and teach on your own, or go find out where we're at. Whoever that's already out there, find out where they're at, link up with them and ask questions, man.
Seek the Lord while he may be found.
That's it. Well, because trust me, the doors of murder, they cutting everything off. That's beside net neutrality. They got this YouTube heroes thing. Somebody is offended by, they really lost a child. They think it was real. And one man, Stephen Haddock, came and shot down 137 people, however many it was. He 68 people or something like that. He shot all the people himself and killed them. If you believe that, you will flag a video because the truth is out. Because you just mad if that would be the truth. Nah, they didn't do that. It was somebody.
Hey, you can't mention CIA, false flag, all those key words. Don't say that in regards to a shooting.
Huh?
A so-called mass shooting, because if you do so, you're asking to get flagged.
Yeah.
You're asking to get shut down.
I said that 2 years ago, nearly.
Good.
Whenever that Florida Post Club with the faggots is at, man. I said that then.
I think Esau looks for literal key words that he doesn't want you using.
Whether the title or even, doing your video. But I think the title is what catches him, but that's the point. The titles are meant to catch you first. You Jakes that's watching. There's a little bit more about the show.
And they said, every one of his fellows, come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast lots, and a lot fell upon Jonah.
Yep.
Then said,
that was the spirit, because it was Jonah's fault that was causing. Go ahead.
Then said they unto him, Tell us, we pray thee, for what cause this evil is upon us? What is thy occupation, and whence comest thou? What is thy country, and of what people art thou? And he said unto them, I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Most High of heaven, which hath made thy sea and thy dry land. Then were the men exceedingly afraid, and said unto him, Why hast thou done this? For the men knew that he fled from the presence of the Most High, because he had told them.
Read 11 also.
Then said they unto him, What shall we do unto thee, that the sea may be calm unto us? For the sea wrought and was
Tempestuous.
What's the word?
Tempestuous.
Tempestuous coming.
Yeah, because like all this stuff was coming upon us because you refusing to wake up.
Right.
You got to go through all these hardships because you playing games about coming to the Lord.
Jake runs away from responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's even in the regular life. If you take away the spirituality, Jake could get on Section 8 so they don't gotta pay bills. Not the fact that they don't have the money because they might have it. They get on food stamps because they don't want to work for the food that they eat.
Jake rather work hard to do the wrong thing.
Jake asked somebody to buy their baby shoes when they got the money to buy it themselves.
Crazy.
Our people become lazy.
Yeah.
Our people slothful.
Exactly, bro.
And that's what we're trying to get you away from. But the time to show you and to be guides unto you to get out of that sunken place, out of that black mentality, out of that slave mentality, whether it's brown, black, or whatever, native or whatever you're from. We're here to guide you to be examples until you get out of that, but you're not waking up. And you're gonna miss it to when it's too late. And then you're gonna have a million questions. And then what mean is this? Why is there a mudslide that just ran over the whole West Coast? Why is there fires that burned up the whole North and West Coast? Why are there earthquakes in New York? Why, just on and on and on throughout the whole world, all these natural disasters be like the shipmaster. What mean is this? Why is all of this happening? Because the Lord is showing up to the earth and we have the answers to give it to you and you're playing games.
And the Lord will start jacking a lot of y'all up, man.
Yep. You guys gonna start getting jacked up. Some of us was playing games, me in particular. I was like, I could stall, got a little bit of time. No, Lord said now. Damn near killed me. He meant now. That was it on that. You got something?
Yeah, this is Sirach 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
Make no tarrying. Don't wait to turn them to the Lord. The moment you wait is the moment you can't get it.
Yeah.
It's like when you got what you call it? They be sending them in the mail coupons. It's like a spiritual coupon. The moment you think you need it, or the moment you want to use it, because all your ends is out. The moment you can't, the moment it expires.
And this word is expiring right now.
It's being refreshed, but it's just not gonna be available to y'all. The sale ain't gonna be on for y'all. The sale is only available for the elect men.
Right. Right. And the sale, what the sale is in particular, is getting this wisdom.
And if you stack up your riches and turn it and use your coupon right, then you can get salvation. You get your seat on the chariot.
Right.
It said, make no tarrying and turn to the Lord. Because right now we're in the midst of a bunch of prophecies. This is still only March, and it's the 1st of March. This is a long year. Trump is still acting up. The Middle East is hot right now. Tensions in the U.S. are growing, and Jake is still playing. This is the time of the Passover. The Passover was today. People that fell out. Brothers is about to get strengthened. Yahweh Shema Shai is about to distribute spiritual power at any moment. He's about to set his men up. This is only, man, tough times are coming and faith is increasing.
Right.
It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
It says, in thy security thou shalt be perished and destroyed in the day of vengeance. When you're most comfortable, when you caught with your pants down, when you're doing the things that you ain't supposed to be doing, you're gonna catch you with your pants down. You think, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna go out there to their camp next week. I'm gonna see them brothers. I'm gonna visit them brothers, yeah, because them brothers always be doing good. Keep doing what y'all doing, though, bro. All that's the times is ending for that. Because the same men that's saying that not gonna be the same ones that's out there pushing with you. Yahweh Shai don't need no more cheerleaders. He don't need them at all. He don't need us out there pushing. The scripture say he can raise up rocks. But we out there doing an honorable service. And the same men that's out there saying, oh, go ahead, keep doing that. We need more brothers like you. What? What you mean we need more brothers like you? Look at yourself. We're men upon the earth pushing the word. We're nothing to glory of. We trying to work our own salvation. You're a man too.
Jake love to pass the buck, man.
Come on, bro.
What you want to say?
He said, I work in San Francisco, and the other day my boss was talking about those wacky Hebrews that curse people up. He said he flashed his piece to them. Your boss about to die, bro.
Yeah.
It says, this was before I was in the camp, and my boss doesn't know I'm in it, or why I can't work on Saturday. Come. Why is the circle harvest down?
Beautiful. Yep. That's right.
There's one there, bro. Because I got a pre. This 2 Peter 3:9. The Lord Yahweh. That's what you're talking about. It says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering toward to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Hey, this is what we're working. If you don't get right, you're gonna melt with the elements in fervent heat. So you got to get this word in you and get your faith built up that you may be able to stand in that evil day when the Lord shows up. Yeah, that was it.
It says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
And everything will get burned up. Read the next one.
Oh,
it's Hebrews chapter 11.
There's more.
12:13. Looking forward and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwells righteousness.
Yeah, we're looking for new things. And guess what? The new things we're looking for start with the physical sacrifice that we give of our bodies into pushing this word out there. So we got to gain as much as we can from this internet before the net neutrality and YouTube cut all of it off, and then take what we know to be able to withstand against any of the naysayers, the gainsayers, right? The gainsayers, that we can go out there and teach and not be confounded. But we got to be built up in the spirit, you know? Go ahead with that.
This is Hebrews chapter 11:6. But without faith,
start at verse 1. Might as well read to it.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Because faith come by hearing the word, right? And so when you hear it, you can hear it no better. I mean, you can just read it for yourself. That's not the same as getting a breakdown from a man teaching it, from your teachers that you see putting it out there. That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as getting the apostles or the elders in Dallas or whoever on the way on down, getting it from the source, from a strong source of the fountain of living water, right? Versus you trying to pick it up and getting bits and pieces of it, bad reception. You know, you getting it, but it's like not as potent as you can get it in HD, being there. You know, and you're gonna need all of this. You're gonna need the experiences of the other men. What do I do when this happens? When Esau started hurting everybody else, what do I do? You're gonna need the answers to those questions.
The Most High put, brothers through stuff to teach the younger brothers that may be coming in, so they can learn from those examples.
That's right.
Exactly
right.
This Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Yep.
For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the words of the Most High, so that the things that.
So if you don't know, because even though we know the words of the world were framed by the words of the Most High, that don't mean you got to break down what all that means. You still might want to do that, which helps build up your faith. Go ahead.
So that the things that were seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith, Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. By which
what's the most excellent sacrifice that we can offer? It's our bodies as a living sacrifice, sacrificing our time, sacrificing our lives inside this world. And a lot of you guys that's tarrying to come, trying to wait around and tarry to come to the Lord, you're still trying to keep a piece of your old man of that life still attached, and it's contradicting each other. Saturdays, but all my hip hop concerts is on Saturdays. All my women that want to go do such and such is on Saturdays. I'm a loser because that was our day. My family, well, if you love these things, and they're in righteousness with the Most High, you got to give them up.
Kind of like the scripture, I count all things lost except for Yahushua.
That's it. To gain your Yahushua. That's right. You counted all lost. And what do you gain when you gain your Yahushua? The wisdom your faith built up, and eventually all the way down, it gets you salvation. Go ahead,
by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh.
Uh-huh.
For by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because the Most High had translated him, and before his translation he had the testimony that he pleased the Most High.
Uh-huh.
But without faith it is impossible to please him.
But what you can know that you're Hebrew Israelite, you can know the breakdown. But if you're not out there exhibiting your faith of this word, you can't please the Most High to earn your salvation. And how do you build that up? By hearing the word of other men, seeing the other examples of them doing it too. Damn, Apostle Tahar been doing this 30-something years, or Apostle McCall 20-something, 30 years now. Although, you start looking like, dang, they've been doing it all these years when there was no internet. Now the internet's shut off. Are they going to stop? No. Just because we won't see them, don't mean that they're going to stop. But you're going to think that it's over. Well, I guess I didn't have to do it because they ain't out there no more. That sounds like a good excuse, but it also sounds like you just got your ticket to catch a miss.
Because a large part of this truth is basically effort,
Yep.
and being independent. What I mean by independent is like being a soldier, being by yourself. It's about the time you have in the scripts. What are you doing to tend to the ministry? How are you spending your time? Are you reading? Are you studying? Are you putting up lessons? Are you talking to Akim, fellowshipping? It's about the time you have, and basically trying to rebuild the temple of Yahushua spiritually.
That's right. You're gonna miss out when, where, and why, and how if you ain't clued in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about showing your diligence.
Right.
That's what Yahushua is looking for. Yeah? And every time you read about diligence, it's always associated with a fervent spirit.
Yep.
You can't have a fervent spirit without diligence, and vice versa. You can't have diligence without a fervent spirit. So that's what the Lord is looking for, man.
That's right.
Ain't no half-assing in this thing of ours, man, at all.
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah, this is that's right. He was talking to Thomas right there. This Bay Area watchman, and he roughly I know that. Anybody know what I said exactly? We were talking. I was talking to Thomas.
Yeah, John
about
20.
the holes. It's John 20.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's
What the holes in Tan?
Yeah, because he needs to see it, but
Yeah.
you guys aren't gonna have that type of faith that can just go out there and do it and not see men to teach you. They're just gonna know that you're on track. You sincere, because there's people, I got it, and they ain't got it, and ain't even close to getting. Let me see. 19 on down. I think. Let me see if I can hit the point.
It's like John 20 and like
26.
Yeah, like in the 20s.
Yeah, I think this is it. 20.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah, we can start off at I'll start at 19. John 20, verse 19. It said, and the same day at evening, being the first day of the week, when the doors were shut, where the disciples were assembled for fear of the Jews. Why? Because everybody had turned on them. They were looking to persecute them. They had made their bodies a living sacrifice, and they took the heat that comes with it. And that's the thing that you guys are scared of. You're scared of your own people coming up against you. You're scared of the public, in particular, having an evil eye towards you. Forgetting that your creator is in heaven that can control all of that. And that's where it really matters from. It says, and came Yahushua and stood in the midst and said unto them, peace be unto you. And when he had so said, he showed unto them his hands and his side. Then were the disciples glad when they saw the Lord Yahushua. Then said Yahushua unto them, peace be unto you, as my Father has sent me, even so send I you. That's when he became an apostle. He sent them forth, right? It says, and when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, receive ye the Holy Ghost. Whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them. and whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained.
You know what that's talking about? Whatever you bound on earth shall be bound in heaven.
That's right.
And Yahweh Shai explained that to Peter, basically showing that when he was going to give his disciples power, that they would actually have the power and authority to forgive sins and to not forgive them.
Yeah.
You know, just like they had power to raise the dead, they had power to heal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
And
basically,
judgment seat was there where they could perform it.
Yeah,
He gave them that authority. He
But see,
sent
they-
them forth as the apostles.
exactly. But they have to have true faith.
Yep.
That's where the power starts at, man. It starts in the faith, man.
Mhm.
You gotta actually believe. You gotta have the faith of a mustard seed, man. All right. Yahweh Shai said, if you have the faith to remove mountains, man. Okay, so it boils down to faith.
Yeah, let me keep going. That's right, though. It says, 24, it says, but Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yahushua came. The other disciples therefore said unto him, we have seen the Lord Yahushua, but he said unto them, except
You know how Jake is.
Yep.
Jake's mentality, nah,
I ain't
I didn't
seen
see
it.
it. I didn't see
I
it.
didn't
So
see it. I don't believe
you
it. Just doubt.
gotta show me, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's how Jake
Let me
is.
see the hand. Let me see both sides.
This is what he's about to say. Right? He says, but he said unto them, except I shall see in his hands the print of the nail, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe. But they say Yahweh did show that unto the 12, the other 12, besides Thomas.
Yeah.
He showed them that anyway. And then that was that. He said, well, I ain't gonna believe unless I see it myself. Right? He may have showed y'all until I see it myself. And 26 says, and after 8 days, again, his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. Then came Yahushua, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst of, and said, peace be unto you. Then said he to Thomas, reach thither my finger, reach thither thy finger, and behold my hands. Why nobody told him. He just kind of knew his faith was low and called him out. He heard him say it, right? So reach thither thy finger and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hands and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. And Thomas answered and said unto him, my Lord and my power. Yahushua said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. That's what the true evidence of, that's what we read about faith. The evidence of things not seen, the evidence of things hoped for. No, what is it?
The
substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Come. So he didn't have faith. But that's what you guys aren't gonna have that bigger faith in that anyway. Because if you did, you wouldn't be messing around. You'd be at the camps, front and center, with your sword, ready to go. Have studied and come calling to mind everything you know and what you don't know, preparing questions to ask that you may be edified. Because that day's coming to where you ain't gonna be able to get these videos, man.
You're gonna have questions and no one's gonna be able to answer.
You're gonna have no answers. You gonna ask your mama, she not gonna answer. She's like, I asked the pastor. The pastor not gonna know. We're gonna ask Esau. He gonna throw you into a martial law camp, chip you up, and then you're done. All because you didn't have the answer. You BS when the time to get it was good. That was it.
I got a quick pre.
Come.
There's 2nd Ezra 1:37.
Mm-hmm.
I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness, and though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the things that I say.
That's right.
You know, hey, we believe when Yahweh Shai said that he go to prepare a place for us. We don't see that place.
We can't even see Yahweh Shai.
We don't even see Yahweh Shai himself. But guess what? We believe that the kingdom is going to be lit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brother's going to have planets.
Yeah.
Brother's going to be sipping with Yahweh Shai personally, man. Like, I mean, come on, man. We actually can visualize it, man.
Yeah.
Like the Apostle Gabar, you know, he's been stressing how you gotta have vision in this thing, man.
That's right.
At least try to imagine.
That's right.
Because that's what helps build your faith, and just imagining the things that are written and actually believing the things that are written. You having visions of it. That ties it all together, man.
That's right.
You know.
And then you catch key words, you break those words down. It gives you more understanding to visualize that occasion that you're reading about.
Yeah.
You know, he said, "Nah, I ain't gonna see it unless I believe." You know, this, and all right, man. Whatever.
So you don't believe in the kingdom until
right.
Until it comes.
Until it comes.
Right. So you decided to teach it with no faith, huh? You decided to say it would be a parent, huh? Well, in this time, the last days now, right before we get the kingdom, it's required that you have that faith. You can't please him without it. You can't please the Heavenly Father without it, which pleasing the Heavenly Father is what will in turn have him give you salvation. Yeah. So when we read about the destruction, you ain't believing, you know, that it's going to be that when it said the eyes shall consume away in their holes and melt, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. You're not really thinking of flesh burning and bone and muscle and cartilage and all that burning.
Yeah, Jake ain't gonna get it, man. By the time Jake get it, they'll be at a concentration camp, or the stormtroopers gonna be kicking down their door.
Too late.
It's too late. Yeah. So
that was the point.
Right.
Now I kind of wanted to switch gears a little bit, and you know, we can probably end off on that note. But it being, you know, the Pasach, you know, we just ended the Pasach and we're entering into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I kind of want to go into Exodus real quick. Not the actual, because, you know, Exodus 12, that's the main part of the Passover. But you got to understand, leading up to the Passover, all the plagues that was hitting Egypt, Yahweh, the Most High said in the Apocrypha that the Lord's going to plague Egypt as with the plagues before. And pursuant to Revelation 11 chapter, you know, we're in Egypt right now because we're in the house of bondage. America is the house of bondage. We serve hardcore captivity here. So understanding that, you had a lot of plagues. You know, the Lord was jacking Pharaoh and the Egyptians up. And who was the modern day Egyptians? And who's the modern day Pharaoh? Esau. All right. So what I want to do is I want to kind of, me and you, we did a lesson a few years back, and it was going into how, you know, when we quote Exodus 11:7, and we usually use that to prove that, you know, Ham is not our people. You know, we're not the same as the ancient Kemites. You know, we're a dark race of people, but we're not the same. We're not kin to those the Egyptians. But you got a lot of niggas these days. Are they into that Egyptology, that Kemite bullshit, and they don't even understand their history, you know? But to clarify on Exodus 11:7, somebody get that real quick.
Exodus
11:7. Because we gotta understand why the Lord actually said that. Because one, you know, this scripture is the scriptures tell you that the Lord's wisdom is manifold.
Right.
All right. So when the Lord said that, you gotta put it in perspective, man. Now, the Lord did make us different because we're livelier. Like it says in Exodus, the first was that the first chapter, where one of the
Hebrew wives,
midwives,
yep.
And they were saying how the Hebrew women are basically lively,
Yeah.
showing that there is a difference.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to get it?
Go ahead.
This is Exodus chapter 1, verse 15. It said, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shapphira, and the name of another was Puah. It said, but he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, but if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
Yeah, because they were trying to exterminate our children, just like the time of Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Every time the Lord was about to raise up a savior, our enemies always tried to stop the savior from coming to deliver Israel.
Because we kept multiplying, and you multiply a seed line to the man who has the seed. But you can keep the girls around, because after the girl is no more Hebrew after that. Whatever nation of the man that popped that, after that, the line changes into that. It says, but the midwives feared the Most High God and did as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And the king of Egypt called the midwives and said unto them, why have you done this and saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
That's the difference. They're not. We're not this. Basically, she's admitting we're not the same.
Yep. We ain't worried about you.
Yep.
We're more lively. We got more food. We've been shucking and sneaking, shucking and jiving around you this whole time, saying that we was gonna do it, but we wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Because we fear the Lord.
Yeah. Read that real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna read a little more. Read up, and then I'm gonna read straight through it. It says, this is verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them.
As a matter of fact, I think.
Let me keep reading 20. It said, therefore the Most High God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. That was the will of what the Most High wanted, was for the seed line to keep growing. And that's what they were talking about, because they kept growing, Israel just kept growing, and Pharaoh was starting to realize, like, hey, they're never starting to get out of control. If they raise up as an army, they might be able to overtake us. And so let's put hell on them. And the more they put hell, the more we can repopulate.
Yeah. I want to look up the word lively.
Yep, good word.
And it's from the Hebrew word kaya. And it means it means vigorous, lively. Vigorous, lively, having the vigor of life.
Yep. Just happy go lucky about life. Just
lively, strong,
energetic about it, not like Jake isn't Kaya right now, Jake isn't out there like, but when you get into this truth, you're like, yeah. When you realize, man, I got the kingdom coming out, and that was,
and when you
Passover,
begin to read, like you said, you visualize it.
When you get the understanding.
Yeah, you get the understanding, so you can see the kingdom. You could build a kingdom in these words.
And that zeal grows, and you're like, yeah. But if you're not seeing your teachers, they shut you off. You're gonna miss that. But anyway.
Yeah, when you look up the word vigor, it means physical strength and good health.
Uh-huh.
All right. And basically our women, you see the difference. Our women, they shit. Our women do the most, man.
Yeah. They turn it up.
Yeah. So they was acknowledging that our women, they have life to them. They have more soul, more feeling, more flavor, man.
Spirit.
More spirit. Them Hamites, they got a very dull,
dry ass
spirit, you know.
Yep.
So, you know, that's the difference, you know, and there's no denying that we are different than those goddamn stinking ass Hamites.
Let me read that still.
All right.
Yeah.
But now go to Exodus 11 real quick.
Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. Verse 6. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore.
So it's about to be a big death thing going on.
You know, you notice what that says? It has the same wording used when it talks about the day of tribulation, the day of Jacob's trouble. Basically, a sign of great death, great destruction, great mourning.
70 AD sound kind of like that, described that way.
Yeah.
You know,
the day of the Lord.
Michael, the day of the Lord, man. When the Lord, it was a big day like that when Noah, the time of Noah.
Yeah.
Like you guys aren't taking it to the examples. So in Egypt, it happened back with Noah. It's going to happen in Egypt. It happened down the line again with 70 AD. But even before that, didn't happen. No, that's the main time. It happened then, and then it's going to happen again. Yeah. For the last time to our people.
Yeah, we're in Egypt.
Yeah.
All right. We ain't in Cairo or nothing like that. No, we in spiritual Egypt, man.
Egypt.
All right. So read the next verse.
Okay. But against verse 7, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
And that difference is basically the dividing line that the Lord was going to make between the Egyptians and Israel, because during these plagues that the Lord was sending upon Egypt, the Lord made it to where Israel would be kept safe and away from the Egyptians when the Egyptians were getting plagued.
Yep.
That was what the difference was. If you was, like I said, if you was looking at Egypt from an aerial view, if you look north, you'll see that it's light, everything is cool, everything is normal. But if you look further south in Egypt, you'll see that it's dark. It's great darkness. It's great darkness. It's cloudy. Everything looks fucked up over there. Yeah. That's because the Lord was because that area where it was fucked up at, that was where the Lord was judging the Egyptians.
That's right.
But over where it was all normal, that was where Jake was dwelling. Yeah. Which the portion of Egypt that Jake was dwelling in was a Goshen. Okay. So there was significance behind that. The fact that the Lord actually separated Israel from them so that the Lord can do his thing on the heathen. Well, in this day and age, in this Egypt, the Lord's going to separate his elect. Yeah. And they're going to dwell safely. And they're going to be passed over from the destruction. While the rest of our people and these other nations, they're going to be getting destroyed. Okay? Yeah. So that was what the difference was. Now go from there to Exodus 8 and start like around 21.
Exodus 8 and 21. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold,
I will start up like 20 come.
And the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, thus saith the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of fleas upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy house, into the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies.
So that was one of the plagues that he said that he would bring upon Pharaoh. If you don't let my people go, I'm gonna send you some flies, man.
Just shit flies everywhere.
Flies all over, man.
Big nasty green ones. The black ones that just keep bothering you, flying all over your nose and your ear. It's nuisances, man.
And you know it's loud as hell.
You know, getting you. I hate those. I'm like mosquitoes. I hate that shit. That's a peeve of mine on earth. I don't have to deal with that in the kingdom of heaven.
If you got one or two just flying around in your house, you get agitated.
Yep.
But the Lord sent swarms, so that was
Swarms among
millions
swarms.
of.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
And also the ground whereupon they are, and I will sever in that day the land of Goshen in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there. And at the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth.
Read that again.
And I will.
You at 22?
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, read that again.
And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen in which my people dwell.
So that's where Israel was dwelling. They were dwelling in Goshen.
Mm-hmm.
That was where Israel was separated. That was a place in the city where Israel was allowed to dwell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like how in every city there's always a portion where there's an area where it's predominantly Jake at, and then away from that area is basically Esau and the heathen.
Yep.
It was the same way even back then in Egypt.
They were separatists back then.
God, we was always separated from everybody.
Yeah, us
always.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was always a few that would kind of leak out, but generally our whole nation dwelt nearly, pretty close together.
Yeah.
We still do that in our spirit. We look at these barrios, the ghettos, the reservations, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, bro. Read to 23.
In which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there. To the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth. And I will put a division between my people and thy people. Tomorrow shall this sign be.
He said there shall be a difference between thy people and my people. And tomorrow you're going to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, when he says, shall not a dog move his tongue? Basically, nothing's going to touch Israel. Israel's going to dwell safely. Well, guess what? The elect of Israel, they're going to dwell safely in the times to come. All right? Yeah. That's why it says in Job, the 5th chapter, it tells you how basically there shall no evil touch thee. Mm-hmm. You're going to be delivered from 6 troubles.
7, you shall laugh at death or something like that.
Come. That's talking about the elect, man.
That's right.
All right.
Not just because you're Israelite no more. The rules have changed. The criteria has changed. What gets you salvation nowadays? Yeah. It's not all the whole nation going to be delivered. It's the elect and the 1/3 is going to get it. That's it. Yeah. The rest of you got to deal with the judgment that the heathen partakes in.
That's that straight gate. Because before it was the multitude got delivered. Now it's just that the elect at 144,000 and 1/3. So
if you still want to be bad, I ain't got to get in trouble with you. That's just what it is. If Jake still want to be bad, the elect ain't got to get in trouble with them no more.
Yeah. That was it on that, bro. Go from there to Exodus 9. Start the top.
It's Exodus 9:1. Then the Lord said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, thus saith the Lord power of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. Mm-hmm. For if thou refuse, I will if thou refuse to let them go, and I will hold and will hold them still, behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle, which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, upon the sheep.
All the property of the Hebrews.
There shall be a grievous murrain And the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is all that is the children of Israel.
Yep.
Yeah. So you see how the Lord basically promised that I'm gonna kill off everything that's associated with you Egyptians, but I'm not gonna touch nothing that's associated with my people Israel.
Yeah, I love the movie Exodus, Gods and Kings when Christian Bale said, "You know, man, you worship God like this?" Like, no, the Hebrew babies died last night. The Hebrew children died last night. What? He was hot. That was one of my favorite scenes because I could see that. No, how heavy that is to tell them, hey, you know, we told you, let us go. You told you our God said to let my people go. You didn't listen, and you know, he killed up everybody. Why is it? Yeah, none of the Hebrew babies died though. To let you know that he's with us. Are you with him? You feed his sheep. You know?
Verse 5, and the Lord appointed a set time, saying, tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land. And the Lord did this thing on the morrow, and all the cattle of the Egypt died, but the cattle of the children of Israel died not one. And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened.
Not even the animals, not even the cattle died, nothing. The plague was simply for the Egyptians.
Yeah. Showing you that the Most High is a racist.
Yeah.
Why is he destroying a race of people like this? He's looking out for one and destroying another. That's racism, like
favoring one over the other.
Racism.
And you niggas, y'all want to be the Egyptians so bad. Look what the Lord was doing to the Egyptians. Why y'all want to be them? This is their history, man. You know? And you still want to be an Egyptian today. Hey, well, the Lord's going to leave you in Egypt. You could be Egyptian all you want, but he's going to leave you right here in Egypt.
To be destroyed.
To be destroyed, man.
Yep.
Okay? I think that's, I think that might be it on that.
So at the point that I got hit.
Yeah, that was pretty much it right there. You know, yeah, that's it on that.
We can touch a couple of modern precepts real quick, like 2 or 3.
The plagues are coming to America. It's going to be worse than Egypt. You know, because the plagues that are coming haven't been seen since those times. You know, with the mass famine, it's famine all throughout the world. Like you see Africa and down in South America, but a place like America that's so that has so much of abundance of food and they waste it. These people gonna starve out here, and that's just one famine. That's just one plague. As far as the famine goes, and you got the pestilence. There's so many plagues that the Lord's gonna put on this place.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in 2 Ezra 15, it tells you, the Lord, he said, woe to the inhabitants of the earth. He gonna send, plagues, pestilences, who shall turn it back. You know, who shall return it, who shall turn it back, man. All right. The hurtful works of the wicked is fulfilled. You know, he would not hold his tongue as concerning their wickedness. So, hey, the Lord's he's about to bring them plagues again. But the elect, they're going to be preserved. All right.
You know, so gets it back to, I think, around 10. I'm going to read this one in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Yep. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. Yep. That's the difference, man. The 2/3 ain't gonna say that. Only the 11 is gonna say it. The 1/3. 44,000.
the elect and the 1/3, we're going to go through tribulation. Lord willing, we're part of the elect. But the plague that you 2/3 and you heathens and you Edomites gonna catch, man, it ain't even close.
Right.
You're gonna wish you could catch the tribulation that we catch.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish that we could go back to this
Yeah.
level of
Yeah.
tribulation, right? To be able to escape it.
Yeah.
You can bring that one.
This is
You can start up around 5 now.
Sirach 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
2/3 ain't gonna be acceptable. You fall out, you bug out, you're not gonna be found acceptable. You that's weak in faith, you're not gonna be found acceptable. Yeah.
Verse 6, believe in him, and he will keep thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
Right.
Yea, that the fear of the Lord hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy.
Yep.
Look at the generations of old, and see did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded.
That's the difference right there. And then it's a good question. So whether you coming out on the streets, or whether you're 2/3, you're elect or not the elect, it's going to be determined. If you are the elect, he's not going to forsake you. He's not going to confound you. He's going to make you fall out for a reason if you fall out. But if you really trusted in the Lord, he's going to preserve you. He's not slack concerning his promise. He's going to fulfill it. And he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You got it, bro.
Or did abide in his fear and was forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in a time of affliction.
That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what, you may not see it now, but everything that you're sacrificing to give up now will be worth getting those blessings from him later.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be tried. You got to go through something. You can't just get in scot-free. You got to go through something to test to see if you really got faith. It said, a friend may not be known in prosperity. I can't know if you really riding with you, how much you're in shot till I put you through something.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah. Or a bust pipes. One of the two. Which are you, diamond or pipe?
Like what they're saying, I think it's in Sirach where it says, in order to don't be so hasty to basically if you get us a friend, you gotta prove him first.
Yeah, prove it for him. Yeah.
You gotta prove him, you gotta test him out, man. See if he's there through thick and thin.
27. No, before I hear some man speak.
Yeah, well that's the other one. I kinda got it mixed up, but
yeah.
when you get us a friend, you gotta prove him first.
Right. 30-something chapter.
So that means that you gotta actually test him. And whichever if that person is loyal through whichever condition, then that's a true friend.
I got one. I don't know exactly.
So if you buckle and you basically lose faith in the time of adversity, then you just got proved to not be a loyal friend of the Most High.
My strength is small.
If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small.
I got one of them. This is the one though. I know the one. I think it's somewhere else. This is Sirach 37:1. Every friend saith, I am a friend, I am his friend also. But there's a friend which is only a friend in name. It is not a grief unto death when a companion and a friend turn into an enemy. No, is it not a grief unto death when a companion and a friend turn to an enemy? Well, when you lose a really good friend and becomes your enemy, man, that's a grief unto you. But if you stay true, that man, you were proven to be right. And that's a good thing. I think it's if it's not right here, which I don't see it, I don't think it is. It's in the earlier chapter than this, I think. Because that's not it. I knew that wasn't it, but that was all right. It's in the earlier chapters, before 24.
This is I found Sirach 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
Yep.
For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Right.
And that really goes for even this time that because we finna go into Jacob trouble. If you're not gonna abide by Yahweh Shai, how could he call you a friend?
Read 10, bro, or read down to 10.
It says, and there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover that reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
Yeah, when shit get tough, man, they get going. The weak get going, right? Instead of saying when the going gets tough, the tough get going, then they get the business, but the weak bounce. That wasn't your real friend. The moment the first sign of trouble, your friend bounce, they're gonna help to get you out of it. You know?
Like you can Apostle Paul, like in all the apostles, you knew they were true friends of Yahweh Shai because these men, they were martyrs for the Lord, man. They laid their life. They got their life laid down for this thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you get to the second where you're in a life death situation and you choose life, you already lost the test.
Yeah.
Because you basically just told the Lord you're not willing to sacrifice your life for him like he did for you.
It said what did it say in second John?
He that loves the life shall lose it.
Yeah, but it's another. It said the love of the Father, the lust of the eye, the pride of life. The pride of life. He that loved his own life and it was hated his own life also. Was I think in
I got it Matthew 10 and
30,
37. He that loveth his father or his mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he that loveth his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Yep.
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Yep.
He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Get the one of
Virgil.
No. I think it's in it's either Matthew 19 or Luke 14:26. It's around there. Because you gotta hate your own life. I think it's Luke. I think it's the one of Luke though. 14. It might be in both.
They say the same.
Yeah, but it's the way they word it. One of the way your own life also.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't,
I got a quick one real quick. It's John 15 and 13. It says, greater love no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And until laying your life down for it. You gotta, I mean, you may not have to lay your life down for it, but you gotta be willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not only in word, but in deed. Like going to the edge, ready to do it.
I gotta put
Because we're gonna be tempted, man.
Yeah.
We are gonna face the hour of temptation, man, and it's a life or death situation. You know, some brothers gonna have to get interrogated, some brothers gonna be under the guillotine. But hey, you gonna have to do what's required of you, man.
Right.
Remember the faithful martyr Antipas.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's in the second chapter. Yeah.
He died a horrible death, man.
Beheaded.
He's in that bull.
No, he died in that
Oh,
bull.
the bull, that's right.
That brazen bull.
Right.
He got roasted in that bull, man.
Yep.
But he went out praying for the church.
Yep.
As he was literally in there roasted in that bull, he was praying for the church.
Right.
All right.
He was a faithful martyr.
Yeah.
He went out to break the bull. That's right.
Yeah. You know.
Some of you gonna go out by the guillotine. Is what I should have said.
Yeah.
You know, when you go out by the guillotine, what are you gonna be saying and thinking? Who you gonna be praying for? You know.
Did you find, did y'all find what y'all was
It was
looking
Luke 14:26, right?
If any man come to
Yeah.
this is Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also.
He in his own life also. A lot of you will give up all of that, but you gotta hate your life. And that's the same temptation that the devil tempted Job with. He said, hey, you can take everything away, but if he got his own life, so he went back and tempted him again with his own life. And he still proved true, but a lot of you not gonna prove true when it comes to you. May prove, may be willing to give up all of that for your family and whatever else. When it comes to your own life, is when you're gonna draw the line. You got it.
There's people draw. Oh, this is a lot. At Matthew 15:8, there's people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. So you talk a good one, but when it comes down to it, you're not ready to give your life, sacrifice your life for this truth. For Yahweh Shem Shai. You just it's all lip service, man.
Yeah, when it's a moment to be proven, to be tried, you come up lame. You gotta.
1 John 3:16. It says, hereby perceive we the love of the Most High, because, well, the love of Yahweh Shai, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. For whoso have this world's good, and see if his brother have need, and shut up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwells the love of the Most High in him? My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
Physically do it, man.
Yeah. And we brothers, man. We friends. Okay, we're a body, man. All right. So not only are we supposed to, die for one another, but we're supposed to stand for even to the death for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
All right. So that was just, we was kind of, we didn't have a set topic, we was kind of all over the place, but the Spirit just had us, go into, different, various topics, and I'm sure a lot of brothers will probably tune in on the other channels when we re-upload these, because this channel right here, we still got lower subscribers, but Lord willing, we'll start to use it, use this channel more. But Shalom, wa barakatah to you brothers that tuned in. Lord willing, you brothers had a very spiritual and beautiful Passover. All right, hey, cast that leaven out, man. If you haven't, get that out your spirit. I'm talking about first and foremost with your spirit. Purify yourself, man. All right, we get close, Lord willing, and Lord willing, this be the end, the last Pasach, man.
Right, I'm gonna say that every Pasach.
Every Pasach, man. We hoping and praying that it's the last one. And then the next one be the new Passover. Right. That's what we waiting on.
Right.
All right, so with that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai,
the waters to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.